A broke single dad leaves breakfast at a stranger's door every morning. She's a paralyzed soldier who lost everything. When her enemy returns seeking revenge with a knife, the dad steps between them, taking the blade meant for her. What happened the next morning changed their lives forever. Before watching full story, comment below from where you watching. Also like and subscribe for more stories. Marcus Johnson stood in the hospital corridor, his hands still shaking. Blood stained his shirt, not his own but hers. The woman he had just saved. The woman who had lost everything. "Sir, you need to sit down," a nurse said gently, touching his arm. Marcus shook his head. "I'm fine. How is she?" The nurse's expression softened. "She's stable. You saved her life." But Marcus didn't feel like a hero. He felt angry. Furious even. Because what had happened today shouldn't have happened at all. Let me take you back to where this story really begins. Marcus was a single father to 2 children, Emma, age 7, and Tyler, age 5. His wife had left them 3 years ago, unable to handle the pressure of family life. She had simply walked out one morning, leaving only a note that said, "I can't do this anymore." Since then, Marcus had worked 2 jobs to keep food on the table. During the day he worked as a mechanic at Joe's auto shop. At night he cleaned offices in downtown buildings. He barely slept 4 hours a night, but his children never went hungry. They never missed a school day. They never felt unloved. Every morning Marcus made breakfast for Emma and Tyler. He braided Emma's hair, even though his fingers were rough from years of mechanical work. He tied Tyler's shoes and checked their homework. Then he walked them to the bus stop, waving until the yellow bus disappeared around the corner. "Daddy, why do you look so tired?" Emma asked him one morning. Marcus smiled and kissed her forehead. "I'm not tired, sweetheart. I'm the luckiest dad in the world." But the truth was Marcus was exhausted. He was drowning in bills. The rent was due. The electricity company had sent a final notice. His truck needed repairs that he couldn't afford, even though he was a mechanic himself. Still, he never complained. His children were his world. In the apartment next door lived Sergeant Maya Torres. She had moved in 6 months ago, but Marcus had barely spoken to her. She was a war veteran, discharged from the military after an IED explosion in Afghanistan had left her paralyzed from the waist down. Maya lived alone. She had no family left. Her parents had died in a car accident when she was overseas, and she had no siblings. The military gave her a disability check, but it wasn't much. Most days she sat in her wheelchair by the window, staring out at the world she could no longer fully participate in. Marcus had seen her a few times in the hallway. She always looked away when he tried to smile. She seemed angry at the world, and Marcus understood why. She had served her country, sacrificed everything, and now she was forgotten. One evening Marcus was coming home from his night shift. It was 2 a.m. and the building was silent. As he climbed the stairs to his 3rd-floor apartment, he heard something that made him stop. Crying. It was coming from Maya's apartment. Marcus stood outside her door, uncertain. Should he knock? Would she even want his help? He barely knew her. But the crying continued, broken sobs that tore at his heart. He knocked gently. "Ma'am? Are you okay?" The crying stopped immediately. "Go away," Maya's voice came through the door, rough and angry. "I just want to make sure you're all right." "I said go away." Marcus stood there for a moment longer, then sighed and walked to his own apartment. But he couldn't stop thinking about her. He knew what loneliness sounded like. He had heard it in his own voice after his wife left. The next morning Marcus did something he couldn't quite explain. He made extra breakfast, scrambled eggs, toast, and coffee. He put it on a plate, covered it with aluminum foil, and knocked on Maya's door before taking Emma and Tyler to the bus stop. No answer. He knocked again. "Ma'am, I made too much breakfast. I'm just going to leave it here by your door." Still no answer. Marcus set the plate down and left. When he came back an hour later, the plate was gone. He didn't mention it. He didn't knock on her door again that day. But the next morning he made extra breakfast again. And the morning after that. And the one after that. For 2 weeks, Marcus left breakfast at Maya's door every single morning. She never said thank you. She never acknowledged it. But the plate was always empty when he returned. Then one morning as he was setting down the plate, the door opened. Maya sat in her wheelchair looking up at him with suspicious eyes. "Why are you doing this?" Marcus smiled gently. "Because everyone deserves a warm breakfast." "I don't need your pity." "It's not pity. It's just breakfast." Maya's jaw tightened. "I don't need anything from you." "I know," Marcus said. "But I'm going to keep leaving it anyway." He turned and walked away before she could argue. Emma and Tyler had noticed their father's routine. "Daddy, who is that lady?" Emma asked one evening. "She's our neighbor. Her name is Maya." "Why does she look so sad?" Tyler asked. Marcus knelt down to his children's level. "She's been through some very hard times. She was a soldier and she got hurt protecting our country. Can we be her friend?" Emma asked. Marcus's heart swelled. "I think she would like that." The next morning, Emma insisted on helping her father make breakfast. She carefully drew a picture, a smiley sun with the words, "Have a good day," written in crayon. When Marcus left the breakfast at Maya's door, Emma's drawing was tucked beside the plate. That afternoon, when Marcus returned from work, he found something unexpected. A small note had been slipped under his door. It was written in shaky handwriting. "Thank you for the drawing. Tell Emma it made me smile." Marcus read the note to his children that night. Emma beamed with pride. Tyler immediately wanted to draw his own picture. From that day on, the children added their drawings to every breakfast delivery. And slowly, very slowly, Maya began to open up. One Saturday afternoon, Marcus was fixing his truck in the parking lot. Emma and Tyler were playing nearby when Maya rolled her wheelchair outside for the first time in weeks. "Hi, Miss Maya," Emma called out, running over. Maya smiled, a real smile. "Hello, Emma. Do you want to see my new doll?" Emma held up a worn teddy bear that Marcus had bought from a thrift store. "She's beautiful," Maya said softly. Tyler joined them. "Daddy says you were a soldier. Did you shoot bad guys?" "Tyler," Marcus called out, wiping grease from his hands. "That's not polite." But Maya laughed, a sound Marcus hadn't heard before. "It's okay. Yes, I was a soldier. And yes, sometimes we had to fight bad guys." "Were you scared?" Tyler asked. Maya's smile faded slightly. "Sometimes. But we do what we have to do to protect the people we love." Emma suddenly hugged Maya's leg. "Thank you for protecting us." Maya's eyes filled with tears. She looked up at Marcus, and in that moment he saw something he recognized, the desperate need to matter, to be seen, to be valued. "Would you like to join us for dinner tonight?" Marcus asked. "Nothing fancy. Just spaghetti and meatballs." Maya hesitated. "I don't want to intrude." "You're not intruding. You're family now." That evening Maya came to dinner. It was the first time she had socialized with anyone since her injury. Emma and Tyler talked nonstop, telling her about school and their friends and their dreams. Marcus cooked and listened, watching Maya slowly come back to life. "You have beautiful children," Maya said as Marcus walked her back to her apartment. "They're everything to me." Maya looked at him curiously. "Their mother?" "She left 3 years ago." "I'm sorry." Marcus shrugged. "I'm not. Anyone who would walk away from these kids doesn't deserve them." Maya smiled. "You're a good father, Marcus." "I'm just doing my best." Things were getting better. Marcus had made a new friend. Emma and Tyler had someone else who cared about them. Maya was smiling again, laughing even. She started coming to dinner twice a week. She helped Emma with her homework. She listened to Tyler's endless stories about dinosaurs. But darkness was coming. One evening, as Marcus was walking home from his night shift, he noticed a man lingering outside their building. The man was tall, with cold eyes and a scar running down his left cheek. Marcus nodded politely and entered the building, but something felt wrong. The next night the man was there again. And the night after that. Marcus asked the building superintendent about it. "Do you know who that guy is?" The superintendent shrugged. "Some guy asking about one of the tenants. Didn't say which one." A cold feeling settled in Marcus's stomach. That weekend Marcus noticed Maya seemed nervous. She kept looking out her window, checking her phone. "Is everything okay?" Marcus asked during dinner. Maya hesitated. "There's something I need to tell you." Emma and Tyler were watching a movie in the living room. Maya's voice dropped to a whisper. "Before I was injured, I testified against someone. A fellow soldier. He was selling weapons to enemy forces. He's the reason 3 of my friends died. The military court-martialed him and he went to prison." Marcus felt his blood run cold. "Let me guess. He got out recently." Maya nodded, tears streaming down her face. 2 weeks ago. And I've been getting messages. Threatening messages. He knows where I live. Have you called the police? They said they can't do anything unless he actually does something. The messages come from burner phones. They can't trace them." Marcus felt rage building inside him. "So they're just going to wait until he hurts you?" "I'm nobody, Marcus. I'm just a disabled veteran living alone. Nobody cares." Marcus reached across the table and took her hand. "I care. Emma and Tyler care. You're not alone anymore. I should move. I should leave town. No. Marcus's voice was firm. You shouldn't have to run from this guy. This is your home. Marcus, you don't understand. Derek Collins is dangerous. He's killed people before. He won't hesitate to. Then we'll be ready. Marcus did something he had never done before. He called in sick to his night job. Instead, he started watching. Every night, he sat in his living room with the lights off, watching the street below. The man, Derek Collins, came every night. Sometimes he just stood there. Sometimes he paced. Once, Marcus saw him try the building's front door. Marcus installed a chain lock on Maya's door. He gave her his phone number and told her to call him if she heard anything suspicious. He even considered buying a gun, but he couldn't afford one, and besides, he had never fired a weapon in his life. You're doing too much, Maya protested. This isn't your fight. Yes, it is, Marcus said. You're part of this family now. And I protect my family. Maya cried that night. For the first time in years, someone was fighting for her. The confrontation. It happened on a Tuesday evening. Marcus was making dinner when he heard screaming from the hallway. Maya's voice. Marcus didn't think. He ran out of his apartment, leaving Emma and Tyler inside. Lock the door, he shouted to them. Don't open it for anyone but me. In the hallway, Derek Collins had broken into Maya's apartment. She was in her wheelchair trying to back away from him. He had a knife in his hand. You ruined my life. Derek screamed at her. I lost everything because of you. Stop. Marcus shouted. Derek spun around, surprised. Who the hell are you? Leave her alone. Derek laughed. Or what? You going to stop me? Marcus's heart was pounding, but he stepped forward. Yes. Derek's expression turned cold. He moved toward Marcus with the knife raised. What happened next was a blur. Derek lunged. Marcus tried to grab his arm. They struggled. The knife flashed. And then Marcus felt a burning pain in his side. He had been stabbed. But he didn't let go. With the last of his strength, Marcus threw Derek against the wall. The knife clattered to the floor. Maya screamed for help. Neighbors called 911. Marcus collapsed to the floor, blood pooling beneath him. Marcus. Maya screamed, wheeling over to him. Stay with me. Please stay with me. Marcus looked up at her and smiled weakly. Had to protect you. What? Why would you do this? Because everyone deserves someone who fights for them. Then everything went black. Marcus woke up to the sound of machines beeping. Hospital. He was in a hospital. His side ached terribly, but he was alive. A doctor stood beside his bed. Mr. Johnson, you're awake. That's good. You lost a lot of blood, but you're going to be fine. My kids, Marcus croaked. Where are? They're right here, Daddy. Marcus turned his head. Emma and Tyler were sitting in chairs beside his bed, their eyes red from crying. Behind them stood Maya in her wheelchair. You scared us, Emma whispered. I'm sorry, sweetheart. Tyler climbed onto the bed carefully and hugged his father. Please don't die, Daddy. I'm not going anywhere, buddy. I promise. The doctor cleared his throat. You should know, Mr. Johnson, that you're being called a hero. The man who attacked you and Miss Torres has been arrested. He'll be going back to prison for a very long time. Marcus looked at Maya. Her eyes were filled with tears. You saved my life, she whispered. Your family, Marcus said simply. The doctor left, and for a moment the four of them just sat there in silence. Then Maya spoke. I need to tell you something. While you were unconscious, I made some calls. I have money saved up, military benefits, disability payments. I've been saving for years because I had nothing to spend it on. I never had a reason to use it. Maya, you don't have to. Let me finish. Maya wheeled closer. I want to help you. I want to pay off your debts. Your rent, your electricity bills, your truck repairs. All of it. Marcus shook his head. I can't accept that. Why not? Because I don't want your charity. Maya laughed, a real genuine laugh. Marcus, you've been giving me charity for months. You fed me when I was too depressed to feed myself. You gave me friendship when I had no one. You gave me hope when I wanted to die. You gave me a family. Tears rolled down Marcus's cheeks. And then you took a knife for me, Maya continued, her voice breaking. You almost died protecting me. So please let me do this. Let me give back just a fraction of what you've given me. Emma took her father's hand. Please, Daddy. Let Miss Maya help us. Marcus looked at his children, then at Maya. These people were his world. And maybe, just maybe, it was okay to accept help sometimes. Okay, he whispered. The next morning, Marcus woke up to something unexpected. The hospital room was filled with people. Joe, his boss from the auto shop, was there. Heard what you did, Marcus. Taking the rest of the week off, paid. Don't argue. The building superintendent was there. You're a hero, man. The other tenants took up a collection. 3 months of free rent. Neighbors from the building were there, bringing food and cards and flowers. Even the local news was there. A reporter interviewed Marcus about what had happened. The story spread across the city. Single father saves paralyzed veteran, nearly dies in the process. But the biggest surprise came later that morning. A woman in a military uniform entered the room. She was a colonel and she carried herself with authority. Mr. Johnson, I'm Colonel Sarah Martinez. I served with Maya Torres in Afghanistan. Marcus tried to sit up straighter. Ma'am? The colonel smiled. You saved one of our best soldiers. The military community takes care of our own, and Maya is one of us. Which means you're one of us now too. She handed him an envelope. Inside was a check for $50,000. Marcus stared at it in shock. I can't. Yes, you can, the colonel said firmly. This is from the veteran community. We take care of those who take care of us. Use it for your children. Use it to build a better life. You've earned it. Marcus couldn't speak. He just cried. Life had changed in ways Marcus never imagined. His debts were paid off. He had quit his night job and now only worked during the day. He had time to coach Tyler's soccer team and attend Emma's school plays. Maya had become a permanent part of their family. She ate dinner with them every night. She helped with homework. She went to parent-teacher conferences. She was there for every birthday and every holiday. Marcus's apartment was filled with laughter again. One evening, after the children had gone to bed, Marcus and Maya sat on the couch together. I've been thinking, Maya said softly. About what? About how much my life has changed. 6 months ago I wanted to die. I didn't see any point in living. And then you showed up with breakfast. Marcus smiled. It was just eggs and toast. It was hope, Maya said. It was someone caring when no one else did. It was everything. She took his hand. You saved my life twice, Marcus. Once when you took that knife from me. And once when you showed me that I still mattered. Marcus squeezed her hand. You've always mattered, Maya. I want to adopt them. Marcus looked at her in surprise. What? Emma and Tyler. I want to legally adopt them. I want to be their mother. Not to replace their biological mother, but to give them the parent they deserve. To give you help raising them. To be a family. Tears filled Marcus's eyes. Are you sure? I've never been more sure of anything in my life. 6 months after that conversation, Marcus and Maya stood in a courtroom. Emma and Tyler were dressed in their best clothes. The judge looked over the adoption papers. Miss Torres, do you understand that by adopting these children, you are taking on full parental responsibility? Yes, Your Honor, Maya said clearly. And you understand that this is a permanent decision? Yes, Your Honor. These children are already my family. This just makes it official. The judge smiled. Then by the power vested in me by the state, I hereby grant this adoption. Emma and Tyler Johnson, you now have 2 parents who love you very much. Emma ran to Maya and hugged her. Mommy? It was the first time she had called Maya that. Maya burst into tears, holding the little girl tight. Tyler joined the hug. We have a mommy now. Marcus watched his family, his beautiful, unexpected, perfect family, and felt his heart overflow with joy. The Johnson-Torres household was full and loud and chaotic and perfect. Marcus had been promoted to shop manager at Joe's auto shop. He made enough money to move the family to a small house with a backyard. Emma had her own room. Tyler had his own room. And Maya had her own space with ramps and accessibility features. They adopted a dog, a golden retriever named Buddy who followed Maya's wheelchair everywhere. On weekends they had barbecues in the backyard. Neighbors came over. Other veterans from Maya's unit visited. The house was always full of people and laughter and love. One evening, Marcus stood on the back porch watching Emma and Tyler play with Buddy. Maya rolled up beside him. What are you thinking about? She asked. About how everything changed because of one moment. Because I decided to leave breakfast at your door. Because I decided to step into that hallway when I heard you scream. Maya smiled. And because you were brave enough to take a knife for a stranger. You weren't a stranger. You were my neighbor. And now I'm your family. Marcus looked at her. Over the past year, something had shifted between them. It wasn't just friendship anymore. It was deeper. It was love. Maya, I need to tell you something. She looked up at him. What? I love you. Not just as Emma and Tyler's mother. Not just as my friend. but as the woman I want to spend the rest of my life with. Maya's eyes widened. Marcus, I know it's complicated. I know we started as neighbors. But you're everything to me. You're my partner, my best friend, the woman who makes me laugh every day. And I can't imagine my life without you. Tears streamed down Maya's face. I love you too. I've loved you since the first morning you left breakfast at my door and didn't ask for anything in return. Marcus knelt down beside her wheelchair. Then marry me. Let's make this official. Let's be a real family in every way. Yes, Maya whispered. Yes, yes, yes. Emma and Tyler heard the commotion and ran over. What's happening? Emma asked. Marcus grinned. I just asked Maya to marry me and she said yes. The children screamed with joy and jumped on both of them, creating a pile of hugs and laughter and tears. 6 months later they got married in their backyard. It was a small ceremony with close friends and family. Emma was the flower girl. Tyler was the ring bearer. Colonel Martinez gave Maya away. Joe was Marcus's best man. As they exchanged vows, Marcus looked at Maya and remembered that night in the hospital corridor, covered in blood, scared and angry and desperate. He remembered thinking that what had happened shouldn't have happened at all. But now, standing here with the woman he loved, with his children by his side, with a community that cared about them, Marcus realized something. Everything that happened was exactly what needed to happen. Because sometimes the worst moments lead to the most beautiful endings. Sometimes taking a bullet for someone is how you find your purpose. Sometimes saving someone else is how you save yourself. Emma was 12 now, Tyler was 10. They had a little sister. Maya and Marcus had adopted another child, a baby girl they named Hope. Marcus owned his own auto shop. Maya had started a non-profit organization helping disabled veterans find housing and community. Their house was always full of people, veterans, neighbors, friends, family. One evening, Emma came to her parents with a school assignment. We have to write about our hero, she said. I'm writing about you, Dad. Marcus smiled. Why me? Because you taught me that being a hero isn't about being strong or brave. It's about showing up. It's about leaving breakfast at someone's door. It's about stepping into a hallway when you hear someone scream. It's about taking care of people even when you're tired and broke and scared. Marcus pulled his daughter into a hug. You know what? You're my hero too. You and Tyler and Hope and your mother. You all make me want to be better every single day. Maya rolled over and joined the hug. We're all heroes in this family. We all saved each other. And that was the truth. Marcus had saved Maya's life that night in the hallway. But Maya had saved Marcus's life too, by giving him purpose, by showing him that asking for help isn't weakness, by loving his children as her own. They had saved each other. And in the end, that's what family is. Years later, when Emma was grown and had children of her own, she told them the story of how her father took a bullet for a stranger. She told them about breakfast left outside a door. She told them about a single dad who worked 2 jobs and never complained. She told them about a paralyzed soldier who had lost hope. She told them about the moment her father stepped into that hallway, unarmed and scared, to protect someone he barely knew. And she told them about the morning after, when the entire world showed up to show her father that he wasn't alone, that his kindness had mattered, that heroes still existed in this broken world. Your grandfather taught me something important, Emma told her children. He taught me that the strongest thing you can do is care. The bravest thing you can do is show up. The most powerful thing you can do is love people, even when it's hard, even when it's inconvenient, even when it costs you everything. Her children listened, wide-eyed. Is Grandpa Marcus a superhero? One of them asked. Emma smiled. No, sweetheart. He's something better. He's a real hero. The kind who works 2 jobs and makes breakfast and steps into danger for people he loves. The kind who shows up every single day, no matter how tired he is, no matter how hard life gets. Can I be a hero like that? The child asked. Yes, Emma said, pulling her child close. Start by showing up. Start by caring. Start by leaving metaphorical breakfast at someone's door. The rest will follow. And somewhere, in a house filled with laughter and love, Marcus Johnson held his wife's hand and watched his grandchildren play, grateful for every single moment. Grateful for the bullet that changed everything. Grateful for the morning that shocked everyone. Grateful for the family that saved him as much as he saved them. Because in the end, that's what life is about. Showing up, caring, loving, and never, ever giving up on people even when the world tells you to. Especially then.